Welcome everybody to the Culture Shock Podcast. This is your boy Pat Bayless, and I'm in the building with somebody very special to me. Somebody that is a New York legend, I would say. It's fair to say. I want y'all to learn about his story as I do today. My guy Kareem Canty's in the building. How are you, man?
I'm good. I'm blessed.
How you doing? So everything that I've been learning, right? I mean, me and you are the same age, but you was a star. Like let's be honest, you was a star and still are. Right? So tell me a little bit about before you got to where you got, whether college, high school, all of that. Tell me like your upbringing. Where are you from? If anybody that doesn't know you, where are you from? Like what was the upbringing like?
I'm from Harlem, AK, the East Side. Regular, regular shit growing up in New York. You got your distractions. You got shit going on. Got your friends in the neighborhood that you grew up with. Regular shit.
So with basketball, what was the first sense of loving the game? Was it playing with your friends? Or was it more of like a structured environment? Because I think some people they fall in love with the game in different ways. Like for me, falling in love with basketball was watching the Lakers win championships as a kid
Right.
and watching Kobe play and all of that, and it made me want to pick up a basketball. For you, was it that, or was it more so you picked up a basketball and just were nice or got really good and that became the love?
Nah, actually, my grandmother played basketball.
Oh,
And then,
okay,
and then my pops played. And then
really?
I had the old cousin in the crib who played. So then they all watched basketball all day. So naturally, I gravitated towards. That's the only time I really got some attention. You feel me?
Wow, that's dope.
So then I started to play ball, and I've been stuck playing ball ever since.
Who you would say is more of an influencer, grandma or your pops playing? Like for me, it was my dad. Like when it came to sports, anything my dad did, I wanted to do. Was it kind of a combination of both of them, or did one have more influence than the other?
Nah, to be honest, because my pops was doing, he wasn't. I didn't look. He was playing ball in the hood, like when they played against each other, but he wasn't. I ain't really have no influence. Like I haven't seen nobody in my life do it, like as far as like college, overseas. So everything I did, I just did off just the muscle,
Really?
just figuring it. I had to figuring it out, making mistakes as I go. I had no real like influence to
So,
look up to.
so were there any through the years before high school? Was there any trainers, or was it straight like? Because a lot of us when we learn YouTube, right? Or
hmm
back then we kind of had YouTube, so but we're
Right.
watching people and trying to emulate them. Did you have trainers as well, or was it just
Nah, hell
strictly
no.
emulation?
We ain't had trainers back then. All this training
Yeah,
shit that these kids got is new. Like
yeah.
they advanced. They too advanced. We was outside just playing, in the neighborhood, playing 1-on-ones, 21, 2-on-2, stuff like that. Every summer playing against your guys. And then I was playing for my schools, whatever school I went to. Then I was the best player on them schools. So that's how things naturally just happen.
Right. What do you feel about that? That the kids nowadays with these trainers and what they're taught, right? Because
Right.
AAU they're taught a couple things, right? What is
Right.
your real thought process on what kids are taught now compared to what it was for you growing up? Do you feel like this era is a little softer, or maybe I wouldn't say not as skilled, but I know there's always that debate of
Mhm.
was back in the day they're not as skilled as now, and then people say from back in the day, well, we knew how to do more moves like in a post or stuff
Yeah.
like that, where people just know how to cross over and shoot.
Right.
So what's your feeling on that? Do you kind of gravitate more towards your era where, and I don't want to call your era the old school, right? Because but it is in a way like when you really think about it growing up, it's damn near 20 some years ago.
Yeah, my man be making me feel old all the time. That shit crazy. But now, I feel like they got a lot of trainers. They skilled. Like anything in life, and it evolves. So, it's not the same game. No, they're very skilled, but I wouldn't. I would say the heart is probably the difference between us and them. We had a different why. We wasn't getting paid as much, so our reason of wanting to get there was we were trying to get out the hood. So we, feel me? Now you can see it. They're not really letting them inner city kids in like that no more.
Yeah, it's a shame. It
Yeah,
really is. Where did you go to high school?
Bishop Lockland, Brooklyn.
Mm.
Yeah.
Killing?
My freshman year, yeah, I was number one in the city my freshman year.
Really?
Yeah.
So what happens from the freshman year to the sophomore year?
freshman year to my sophomore year. My sophomore year, I played varsity, so I skipped JV.
Oh, you just skipped it
Yeah,
altogether.
straight varsity. Yeah.
Nah, that's what's up.
Yeah, I ain't never played JV. I don't know what that looks like.
That's what's up. Nah, I like that. How was that? You just walked in there and started killing people?
Nah, you gotta get recruited to go to them type schools
Yeah.
anyway. You feel what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, and they had dorms, so they sent me there to be there throughout the week. And I came back to my block on the weekends.
Okay. How did
So,
they recruit you? Did they just straight up come to your house?
Nah, I had to play in a tournament in Dean Street.
Okay.
So I was looking for a high school. I was about to go. You know, you're an inner city kid from the hood. I'm like, I'm about to go to Norman Thomas or some regular Wiley, something.
Yeah.
But my mom wasn't jacking that. She was like, hell no. Like,
Yeah.
But she was thinking like somewhere public or somewhere. But my basketball coach, Abdul Torrance, he was like a male influence in my life. He got me around the right people, and that's how that happened.
That's what's up. Now I seen that you went to the Chris Paul. He had a camp.
Yeah, I got invited to it.
How was that? Like, explain to people how it was.
I didn't go.
You didn't go.
I didn't go. No.
Why? Why didn't you go? What was?
That's one of the things I regret. Like, I was playing the politics. I didn't play the politics too well.
Really?
All I knew was just be better than people, and then I'm going back to my block. You understand what I'm saying? So I didn't know anything else of your camps matter and all this stuff. I was just, whoever's in front of me, I'm gonna be better than you. I'm gonna try to kill you just to get a name, so I can go back to my block and talk about it.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Because I was more enthusiastic what they was doing than actually focus on what I needed to do.
So in a way, I would kind of say it was kind of almost like an ego and pride thing, right? When it came to certain things like that, we could say,
Yeah,
like an ego and pride thing. You going back, but man, I can't believe you missed that. I'm not gonna lie to you, that hurts me.
yeah, I missed that. I didn't go.
That's tough. That's tough.
And
So
I went to NBA Top 100 camp.
how was that?
It was an amazing experience. A lot of them pros that we see in the NBA, I was on teams with them.
Who? Name some.
Well, Andre Drummond. He was on my team.
That's fine.
Emil Jefferson. He the coach of the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
Or one of the coaches. There's a few I forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on my team. It was a good experience, but I was hurt.
Really?
But I was just happy to be there, just to be amongst the elites. You know what I'm saying? Coming from where we come from.
What was your biggest moment in high school, would you say? Out of any of the moments in high school, what to you was the most significant before you take the next step to college?
When we beat Rice at St. John's for the city chip. You know what I'm saying? Lackland. We finally beat them. I ain't beat them in like 3 years.
Really?
We finally beat them. And then we played Chrysler King at Fordham to go to States.
Oh, no, that's fine.
Yeah, 3 overtimes.
That's what? 3 overtimes?
3 overtime game. We lost in overtime. Yeah, that was crazy.
I know y'all was gassed after that. That's an emotional thing.
It was devastating. The hood was there, everything. That shit was packed.
Wow.
3 overtimes, we lost.
3 overtimes?
Yeah.
Nah, that's...
And I came off the bench.
Really?
Yeah.
How much you had?
I came off the bench. I don't know how much I had, but I was the nigga that came off the bench, though.
Wow.
I ain't take off
until
I left.
Wow. So leaving, you go, first college is Marshall?
Yeah.
Marshall, you go crazy.
Yeah.
What'd you average? I think I had this right. 16 points per game, 6 assists a game. And your best game, you shot 5 for 8 from 3 with 28 points and a 52% shooting percentage. To me, that's impressive for multiple reasons. One, back then, Steph Curry wasn't even Steph Curry yet. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so the game, let's just be honest, since we've gotten older, the game has evolved. Steph Curry changed that game of that 3-point line.
Yeah.
But no, that's impressive numbers just right off the rip.
Yeah.
And that's freshman year?
Yeah, my freshman year.
Wow. What did that do for you? Like, as far as like wanting to transfer? Like, what was your feelings after your killing in Marshall?
The whole reason I even got to Marshall was because I wasn't eligible anywhere else. So
really?
So now it's either you go to, it was down to 2 schools that would accept me. It was either Seton Hall or Marshall.
Was that due to grades, if you don't mind asking, or was that?
Yeah, that was due to grades because Bishop Loughlin, when you go to these schools at that time, you had to get clearinghouse. You had to clearinghouse like classes for the NCAA. None of my shit's cleared for the NCAA. So now they thinking about either all the big schools I had, it's like, nah, we offering them. So now it came down to Marshall or Seton Hall. I'm like, damn, I don't want to go to Seton Hall, it's too close. I'm gonna be in my hood, I ain't gonna focus.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, Marshall told him, know what I mean, they take my test for me. And you feel what I'm
Wow,
saying?
that's fine.
So I ain't gotta go JUCO. Cause if I would have went to JUCO, I would have never went to school. I'd have said, man, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? I looked at the conference they was in. I seen that they had Memphis in it. I'm like, if I make some noise against them niggas, I'm out of here.
Right.
Feel me? Then they had some players in there on my team at Marshall. So if I'd have got cleared my first year, it'd have been lit. But I was ineligible my first year. I had to sit out.
Yeah. One big thing I notice in what you're saying is a lot of the word that I'm hearing a lot of is distraction.
Yeah.
Right. How tough was that mentally for you with the distractions on the outside of basketball? Like you're super talented at basketball, you know things come with it.
Yeah.
We see it in the NBA, we see it in college, and for people that are around high school hoopers, they see it. How, like really on a scale of 10, how hard was that to stay away from the streets, to stay away from maybe the girls, to stay away from all of that action and really focus on your craft where you was at?
I mean, it's super hard. You gotta understand, my pops was locked up that whole time.
Oh man.
You feel what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I'm on TV, I'm performing, I'm at all these, I'm putting on. But after that, I'm on the jail visit. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ain't just going back to the suburbs and lie and say I'm in the hood. I'm really in the hood. You feel what I'm saying?
Mhm.
All my friends that I'm around, they not playing ball. They into other things. And that's on me, you know what I mean, to navigate that. But when you young and you know what I mean?
Yeah, everything's going fast.
Everything going fast.
Did you see yourself chopping people kind of off? And when I say that, just like as you're building, as you're growing and going through college, did you start to like really take people away from you and push people out?
Nah, I didn't do that until I stopped playing ball.
Interesting.
Because that's when the time I got focused and I realized when you playing ball, you distracted.
Yeah.
It's easy to not really pay attention to what's going on around you.
Mm-hmm.
You moving so much. You practice, tired, you might have something going on. Feel what I'm saying? Then you got a game, you on the road, you with your teammates. When you just sit with self,
Yeah.
start paying attention.
Was basketball your only passion growing up? Or
Yeah.
was there multiple things?
Nah, that's the only thing I cared about.
Only thing you cared about.
Basketball.
Favorite player growing up?
I was a Jordan fanatic. I had to. I mean, I watched Space Jam until the shit broke. I watched that shit over and over.
Nah.
Yeah,
With the tape?
Yeah, Space Jam and the Can You Fly With Me. I grew up in the Jordan household, so
Yeah.
that's how that shit went.
No, that's dope.
Yeah.
So with Marshall, did you have was it tough to leave once Auburn came calling, correct?
Nah, I left Marshall because I felt like, all right, so the numbers I had was very impressive, right?
Right.
But I wasn't getting no national attention. Tyler Ennis was at Syracuse at the time. He was averaging 12 and 4. He was projected to go first round. So I'm looking at it as if I was just on a big stage, I'm able to do, I'm out of here. See what I'm saying? So I'm like, let me transfer. I had to go through a whole fight in court system at Marshall to even get my transfer. They wasn't trying to let me transfer.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Because you was their moneymaker low key.
Something like that. I ain't know until we look back at it, but I really had to go to court to get my transfer.
How long was that process through court? Was it something that was quick, one and done?
Nah,
or was it a long process?
It was like the school court stuff. Like, you know what I mean? They had to have an AD in there with you. And it's crazy you sitting there telling him, yo, let me leave, and he telling you no.
That's wild.
Like, meet with the coach. You're
That's
like, yo,
so
bro.
crazy.
Like, you feel what I'm saying? But it ended up working out.
Yeah. So Auburn, you go to Auburn, your coach is Bruce Pearl?
Bruce Pearl, yeah.
Wow, that's dope.
Yeah.
Bruce Pearl is a legend.
Yeah.
What was it like under his, I guess, his coaching style? What was it like? What was the relationship like between you two that first year?
Tough.
Was it?
Tough. My first year, because I'm going from no real structure, like, to a disciplined, super no homo anal guy. You feel what I'm saying? At Marshall, you get to sleep in, go to practice, do what you want. I mean, at the time, the structure was a little different. Auburn, there's higher stakes. Man, you got to wake up at 5:45, get on the field by 6:15. I wasn't used to that. Feel me? But the structure taught me it should make me a man. Feel me?
Yeah. No, that's the biggest thing that I think for people, like you put it, it's tough when you're not structured in that part of your life.
Yeah.
And then you got this, it's kind of like the new age kids, right? Like you see a lot of this even in pros.
Yeah.
They got the old school, older coach that comes in and wants to make everything in a box. You can't do this, can't do that.
Right.
And nowadays, players got the empowerment. They get them right out of there.
Really, facts.
You know what I'm saying? So I totally understand where you're coming from with that. Teammates wise on Auburn, how was that? How was the relationship with your teammates? How was the relationship with you started, correct?
Yeah, correct.
So how was that given to you right away? Or you really had to earn that right out of
I
there?
had to earn that shit. All right, it was it was a guy named when I was transferring from Marshall, I was the number one transfer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Feel me? I had all type of schools. I had one school sent me a limo from Marshall to the visit. Right?
Wow, that's fire.
But yeah, it was a guard. It was a guard there that was there before me named Taj. Or that nigga was super tough defender. That's probably the best defender I ever seen in my life.
Really?
Facts. That's what got me like that in the games. I had to go against that nigga.
Yeah, that's what you need sometimes.
Facts.
That's what you need.
And
sometimes.
he only 5'3", 2. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah, but
so he's right up under you, Paul.
Yeah, feel me? Like
That's...
that nigga is. Bruce had to sit me down one day, like, yo, listen,
yeah,
you got to figure this out.
Yeah. What, it was tough at first to score on him? Like in general?
It wasn't just that. He used to run the team better and all type of. I was just trying to get buckets. So he'd get his buckets. They went up, they beat us in drills and shit. Feel me? I couldn't really win with my unit. Feel me?
Did he talk a lot of shit?
Nah, he didn't talk shit, but my man Sim, that used to always be with talk shit for him. You feel me? So,
nah, those are the best.
Yeah.
The people that's talking shit, they not doing
Facts.
shit. That's
So
crazy.
he used to talk shit for him, but when I was sitting out, I used to cook them niggas.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, fact. I used to be the scout team. So he was like, we had Kentucky coming up, and I had to be one of the twins or something at the time. I get to shoot and wild out.
Yeah.
Now I'm part of the system. It was tough.
You gotta be structured.
Yeah, it was tough. Yeah.
So keep it told me, if NIL was today and you was hooping today, what do you think that would look like for you? With NIL and all this transfer portal stuff, that is so easy. Once kids feel like they not starting, they can just go.
Facts.
What do you think that would look like for you? What do you think your story would look like?
I'd have stayed 4 years in college because I wouldn't have been rushing to the league to try to chase some money.
Yeah.
I was thirsty to get my family out.
Yeah.
I was just thirsty. Feel me? And Pops was coming home, name buzzing, you feel me? When I had all that money from NIL, come on, the shit I got offered without NIL, I just got NIL. And at the time I was doing this.
Mm-hmm.
It's been through the roof.
Oh, so that was your celebration?
Yeah, that was my celebration.
Oh, so you had that celebration first. We gotta now we gotta tell Dame for real.
Nah. Somebody we played Middle Tennessee State, some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he did it to me first.
Really?
Yeah. So he gave me a bucket. You know us New Yorkers.
Yeah,
of
course.
A bucket. I
gotta come right back.
Right back.
Mm-hmm.
I gave him a bucket, and then I just doing that shit the whole time.
That's funny.
I mean, it took off.
Nah, that's funny. Yeah, I think in the era now, I mean, kids are getting paid for everything. I mean, and if you think about it, then I mean, it's good. It's good for them. You know, truthfully, I think it's good for them. I don't know if I'm such a fan of the transfer portal where you can move every single season.
Nah, that's true.
I think that's it for people that love college hoops.
Nobody could really follow you.
That's what I'm saying. And there's no loyalty. You think your team good for a year and then they trash, or they were trash and now they got money.
But college coaches was doing that though.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True. That is really
you got to give players that freedom, but goddamn.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point. A lot of people
I
say
wish
that.
I was able to transfer and play right away. You know how much time I gave away by transferring and had to sit out?
Yes, you had to sit out 1 year, right? You had to sit out redshirt.
I had to sit out.
Wow. So with Auburn, you killed again. So when you were done with that season in Auburn, what was your projection in the draft? Like, what were they telling you? What were people? Did you have an agent?
Yeah. At the time, no, I didn't. But my assistant coach, Chuck, was assisting me with an agent at the time. He was pushing me to an agent. And at the time, he was projecting me. He was telling me I was late first round, or second round somewhere. You understand? So at the time, your ego being filled up. I'm not really paying attention to the draft board shit, but I'm going off what the agent's telling me. Chuck telling me he's an NBA veteran. I don't know if you know Chuck Person is.
Yeah.
So they were telling me stuff like that. So that's why I was like, you know what? Let me declare. But I declared before the season was over. So that's what messed my stock up. But if I would have declared, went through all that stuff and came back, it'd have been crazy.
What did your coach think about that?
I got in trouble. That's why I had to declare.
Really?
Yeah, but at the time he was telling me the same time, like, man, we got so many teams calling for you, man. You still a leader in this. You still a leader in this. You in these stats. He reading the stats to me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I might as well leave while I'm on top. Then if feel me.
Mm-hmm.
But again, nigga from the hood with no influence and nobody who did it before you telling you, sit your ass still and sit that out. Feel me?
Yeah.
Figure that out.
What? What? See, that's tough for me, man. I hate that for you, for real. I really do, because I feel like everybody deserves that spreadsheet of what is gonna happen or what could happen.
Yeah, I had no real blueprint.
Yeah, that's bullshit, man. I hate that. Yeah, I hate that. That's bothering me just thinking about that. So with that, right? You're saying you had troubles that you was dealing with off the court.
Yeah.
What do you think that played into then your draft stock as well?
A lot.
Did that kill it? Did that absolutely kill it up the
all
wood?
all that shit be there because they say you got an attitude problem, but they don't you don't know me to say I have an attitude problem.
Right.
Sometimes they just say that I have an attitude problem because I'm quiet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not quiet. If you know me, I'm to myself. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't talk much.
Right.
Like, I be around people all day long and that I know for years. I'm a listener. You feel what I'm saying? So to somebody that's not from New York who don't know me, say, yo, he's standoffish. He got an attitude problem. Things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't know, like, yo, off the court, I got a pops in jail. You feel what I'm saying? When I leave here, I gotta go back to the block. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, I'm trying to leave and be in school early. This is a breakaway for me. This is you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. This is your safe place.
Yeah, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is my foundation.
Absolutely. So were you asked to go to any training camps, or do you think was that the end for you? Like after that, when you declared for the with basketball, what happened with basketball after that? Once you declared,
I went to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
You
can take a drink if you want, bro.
Al Harrington and Al Harrington.
Yeah.
It was Al Harrington, Steven Jackson, Allen Iverson.
That's fine.
They started an agency. I was the first client. They was like how Clutch Sports got it.
Mm-hmm.
I was supposed to be the first client and then have equity in it if they had signed clients and shit like that, bring clients along.
So
again, I'm in Vegas, fresh out of college. They sent me to Germany. I'm like, man, hell no. I need to come home. Fuck no. Like, what? I was just on TV. I'm out the country. What the fuck? I come back home. So, once you go overseas, you're not thinking you're young. That's a knock on your name. You feel what I'm saying? But me thinking, I'm like, I'm going to lead anyway. I'm just waiting. You feel me? Just make a decision. After that point, you just chasing the bag at that point.
Yeah. So how long did you chase the bag for when it came to that? Just basketball in general. How long did you play for after that?
Probably for like 4 years.
Yeah.
Probably like 4 years.
All over the place?
Mm-hmm. I played in Germany. I played Germany. I got the MVP shit in some China tour. I was in Africa. I was in Morocco.
That's dope.
I was in Venezuela. I was in DR. I was in Sweden. Asia. Fuck else I was at. Canada.
Oh, wow.
You feel what I'm saying?
There's a lot of places.
Yeah.
What was your favorite? Do you have a favorite place that you played?
Italy. Because that was more like, now looking back at it, it was more professional and it had everything I needed to be comfortable to play ball. But again, because teams were saying, yo, if you just do that 1 year in Italy, you can come back. Feel me? But again, I'm used to just Auburn, you on private jets, you sleep, then game next day. Overseas, man, people don't tell you, man, if you got a game, you 6 hours boss that day and get off that and play.
Wow.
Like, come on, man.
Really different lifestyle.
You know what I'm saying? So then I'm young. Again, no blueprint to tell me who did it before me.
Yeah.
So I'm just going through this like, yo, nah. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Italy was my favorite spot.
Yeah, Italy. I've heard a lot of things about
I
Italy.
was in Verona too, so I was
Really?
yeah, that shit was lit.
So you was having fun then.
Yeah, that shit
That's
was
what's
lit.
up. That's
Yeah.
what's up. So what does life look like for you now? Like when you look back on it, I mean, you're still young,
Hmm.
obviously. What does life look like for you now?
As far as what?
Just in career wise, like what is your goal with basketball career wise? Is it do you still look to train people to help people in that way,
Um,
or have you just
to
taken
be
a completely
to be
different turn?
honest, I train. I mean, I help people out that ask for it. For me,
Mhm.
I'm to myself. So
Right.
if you coming to me and be like, "Yo, I seen you," then I run game with you, talk to you. But I work with New Heights too.
Okay.
New Heights an AAU program.
Yeah.
Um, so now with the kids in the gym, helping them develop and talking to them, you know what I mean? Like I'm not the one running the plays and all that stuff, but it's just like player development and character, telling them what coaches look for,
Yeah.
telling them they off the court, feel me, shit like that.
I think that's a beautiful thing. I think
Yeah,
the experiences that you went through, some of them, I mean, it's tough,
yeah,
but you have so much knowledge that you could
yeah,
give to other people, and
yeah,
I think that that's crucial.
mm-hmm,
Another thing I want to touch on is uh, family. One
mm-hmm,
thing about me is I'm big on family.
yeah.
Just to people, how much does your father mean to you? Obviously, like you said, you would go from the game to go visit him or anything like that. How much does he truly just mean to you in general?
For anybody, your pops is everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you're a kid, you look at your pops as Superman. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? So I looked at him as Superman, and then as you get old, as you become an adult, you start realizing like, I bet you take some traits and some traits you don't take. You feel what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yes.
And then you just move accordingly from there.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I
Feel
think
me?
family and parents, you look at the good, you
Yeah,
see the good,
yeah,
but then there's everybody's got
yeah,
something
yeah.
that they got to work on. Me,
Facts.
you, everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely could agree with you and definitely cite you on that point.
Hmm.
What's what's something that you would tell your younger self? Like you're sitting right here and say your younger self is me. What would you tell your younger self about what not to do? Or like what direction would you push him?
Um, since I was so talented and I always got my way, that when I didn't get my way, um, tough it out, figure it out. Instead of just, you know what, I'm gonna just jump here because I'm gonna get my way over here.
Yeah.
Feel what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
it builds character.
Do you believe in God?
I'm spiritual.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm very spiritual. I was religious, but I'm more spiritual.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how when in life has that time that you have really sat down like spiritually and just took that time to sit and grasp it all in? Was it after everything was done?
When I tore my Achilles,
Mm.
yeah,
And when was that? When did you tear your Achilles?
2 years ago. Yeah,
You had no choice but to sit down.
I had no choice. I was trying to avoid it. I was going through it, not seeing my daughter at the time. I was trying to use basketball as an outlet. First game of the season, tore my Achilles. You know what I'm saying? Top of the like second quarter. I couldn't even get right.
Really?
I had to sit within, and I had to do that shit alone. You know how much? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Going to therapy, driving myself. Well, my man, Aunt from my block, I grew up with him. He was come get me, take me to therapy and shit. I used to be at my mom's house for a little bit, but most of the time I was in my crib going through that shit alone.
Yeah. Well,
Falling, all type of shit. I be in the crib falling.
that's tough. No,
I'd be
that's
like,
really
man, when
tough.
I get back, man,
So
yeah.
yeah. What would you credit to people with mental health and therapy? Obviously, I'm a big guy that would say I think therapy is so important for
Yep.
people. What would your advice be on therapy for people that may be on the
Both
you know what I'm
colleges I
saying?
went to, Marshall and Auburn, had me on. They had me go to therapy for I think it was like anger management. But I looked at it as, yo, bro, I'm not angry. Like she's not listening. She keep telling me I need to talk, have this conversation. I'm not ready for this conversation. Like, so I was avoiding it. Now I'm an adult. It's like, damn, I wish I would have did it. You feel what I'm saying? But that shit is important, really important. But you got to be around people that actually believe in it with you, because you could say, yo, I think I need some help, and then some nigga around you be like, man,
It's true,
hey,
man.
man, everybody in the hood needs some help. And then you be like, man, fuck it. I'd rather just suppress you. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that shit is important.
Yep. And you say you have how many children?
Only one.
Only one?
Yep.
Daughter?
Yeah.
What does
Church,
she mean to you?
church, everything, man. That's like my heart walk like on feet. You feel what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like I never cared about something so much in my life. You feel what I'm saying? Like I ain't know what love was until she was here. Like to be honest, you know how you say you love somebody, but I didn't know what that was until that little girl was here. You feel what I'm saying? For real.
Yeah. You sound just like me. I ain't gonna lie. I have a son.
Hmm.
And I say the same thing. Like I've loved people,
Yeah.
but you don't really know what love is like until you, in my opinion, until you have a child. Like
Right.
that love, that unconditional love that
Yeah.
you might have just had the worst day of your life.
Somebody just happy to see you.
Exactly. And they tell you they love you at just
Weird
random
time.
moments, right?
Yeah.
And it's that feeling inside that even if you got the chest poked out or you anxious and angry,
Hmm.
it just takes it all away.
Yeah, hell yeah, that's my baby girl.
Yeah, and I think that,
It's my world.
that's so important. Are you somebody that's like one and done with kids, or you want more kids?
I want a son, but I gotta make sure the foundation is right first
For
before
sure.
you. I don't like just having broken homes. I don't want to have just kids everywhere and I'm not with the parent.
Yeah.
I'm already not with my daughter's mom now,
Yeah.
so I don't want to keep having kid everywhere. I don't really think that's healthy.
Absolutely. No, I totally agree with you.
Mm.
Who do you have any pillars in your life now?
As far as pillars, what you mean?
So everybody has. So I still would say I'm 32. I would
Mhm.
still say there's people in my life that I still look towards. I may not. It may not be somebody like as a kid you look up to,
Mhm.
but like muses that I still look towards. Right? Like I have
Oh, I see
some
what you're
people.
saying. Yeah,
Yeah,
but I'm a person that like I still advice though. Like even if I don't know you, you might have said something right or did
you want to
something.
store it.
I'm gonna store it because I'm like, oh, I would have moved like that, or I like that move.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like I was a big Nipsey like guy. Like all my friends would tell you, like
Mm-hmm.
watch him. I watch more of his podcasts too, and watch his interviews to see what he putting out than what sometime in the music he might say.
Yeah.
So for me to listen to you, I gotta like you as a person. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? To see where you leading me musically.
Mhm.
So like a person like Nipsey, I be listening to some street cats you might pick up on. Some basketball players I might look. You know what I mean? Like it's just different. It changes.
I think it's good that you're a listener though. A lot of
Yeah.
people don't really listen. They listen to answer.
Yeah. Facts.
So the fact that you're even saying that you're a listener
Mm-hmm.
is super important. That means you have the knowledge
Mm-hmm.
and you have the wisdom.
Yeah.
Now, do we always apply it? Probably not. Not always.
But that's my thing though. I'm a person that if I do something wrong and I don't know, I could just say I ain't know. Once I know something, I can't sit with it myself and say, yo, I don't know. I can't be an intelligent fool. You understand what I'm saying? I look in the mirror a lot. You feel me? And I talk to myself a lot more than the average person. You feel me?
Yeah.
People tell you he always in his head. Like I be checking myself. You feel me? So it's important.
That's a mental maturity thing. That's
Yeah.
a real
Got
that's
to.
growth.
Yeah, you got
That's
to.
growth, and you should applaud yourself for that
Because I wish
because
I'd have did that shit earlier.
yeah.
When I was younger.
Yeah, no, that's real growth. What's your feelings on relationships? Obviously not it's a broad question, but
Mm-hmm.
how do you feel on relationships and where they stand now in 2025? Do you feel like there's foundations that could be made in relationships? And
Go ahead,
no,
you
no,
got it.
good.
It depends on the situation. Right now it seems like everybody just dating for help. You feel what I'm saying? So it's people that's together right now that don't really can't stand each other. When they dating for help. Know what I mean, they're not really dating for the right reasons. Do people really like each other? You feel what I'm saying?
True.
Or they just dating just for something or just to get out of shit. So that's what I'm out here vetting and seeing. You feel me?
Yeah.
You gotta genuinely like me. And I gotta genuinely like you, tolerate you. And I would want to slow down and, you know what I mean, have my daughter meet somebody. I would love that. Feel me? So I can move around, come home to my daughter. That's the best feeling in the world, coming home to your daughter. You know what I'm saying?
I love that you said that last part, meet your daughter, because some parents will just bring whoever around.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that you said that at the end because that again just shows the layer of father that you are, right?
Mhm.
You can speak highly of your kid, you can speak how much, but there's layers to being a dad. I always say
Right.
that. You know, there's a social media dads and then there's people that are real
Right,
dads,
right.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Just like relationships, the social media
Facts.
relationships, real
Facts.
relationships. I do hate the fact that people do live for that. It's like they're in relationships for validation.
Facts.
They're in relationships to, like you said, be taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's just be honest. New York is hard as hell to live in, so it
Mm-hmm.
don't hurt. But
Mm-hmm.
if you, like you said, tolerate, can you really tolerate the person that you're with? And a
Right.
lot of people are tolerating that line, but then
Mhm.
going over here. In a minute, so, I mean, social media, it's
Mhm.
easy. It's one click
See what I'm
and it's
saying?
over.
You one mistake away from one of y'all cheating,
Yep.
or y'all cheating and just ain't telling each other.
Yeah.
What type of game is that?
Right.
I'd rather see me. I'd rather not do it at all. If I know I'm gonna still play. That's how respectful I am. Like a chick might not know that, but I'll be saving her from me most of the time. You feel me?
It's true.
Like I'll be like, I just know you because I'm taking mental notes.
Yeah.
All right, this ain't about to go long. So.
And that's commendable too, though. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people ain't doing that. Let's just be honest. I
Yeah.
mean, for me, I would say a lot of my 20s, I was like that. Like I would just keep them around. I knew what I was doing, but I was keeping them around because I didn't want to let them go either. And I always knew I had something there. You know what I'm saying? As I do my dirt. So I could definitely respect you on that level. The fact that you do that, it's important.
You gotta stay sucker free, bro. My whole shit is we stay sucker free, bro.
Yeah.
When I'm with them, when I'm done, whatever. That's
it.
I mean? That shit ain't about nothing, bro.
Right.
I mean, because I'm a nigga that my mind be elsewhere. Feel me?
Yeah.
So, by the time you know what I mean, on something that I done left, my mind is on a whole different target.
Absolutely. What's your passions now? Like now that basketball is kind of a little bit in the back burner. What's your passions now? What is your interest in doing?
I really enjoy like making money passively. You feel what I'm saying? Like, because I get to move on my own accord. Feel me? Nobody tell me what to do, when to do it.
Travel a lot?
Yeah, a lot.
Favorite place you've been to? Traveling, non-basketball.
Jamaica.
Give me a top 3. That was too easy. Give me top 3.
Jamaica, Dubai. Jamaica, Dubai, Mexico.
What spot in Mexico?
I was in Tulum and Cancun.
That's some Nipsey shit.
Yeah.
That's some Nipsey
back in the
shit.
macaroon. Yeah, you hear my man.
Wow.
Facts.
What I want to ask you too, did you pick up, which I just thought about that. Did you pick up when you were playing basketball overseas?
Right.
Did you pick up like multiple languages? Did you learn a lot of languages?
No, hell no.
Or you were just like, fuck it?
I mean, I tried Italian, but that shit is so hard. I just knew chow and, you know what I mean? And the basic shit I needed to know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then when I went to DR, the little shit you know from going to Dykeman. But I ain't really trying to learn that
crying.
shit.
Going to Dykeman is weird.
You know what I mean? But you realize Spanish and Italian is two different things.
Yeah. When you think about Kobe, and Kobe was my favorite player growing up. You think about Kobe, 7 different languages is insane.
Yeah, he had a lot of you gotta want to do it.
That's what I'm saying.
You have to really want to do that shit.
Yeah.
I had zero interest in trying to learn that shit.
Yeah. Who do you still watch basketball now? Like professional basketball now or not really?
Depends on who's playing.
Who's people that you enjoy watching?
My favorite player is Dame. Because character.
Yeah.
I mean, how he move off the court, you don't really see him do. I hate when
quiet.
I hate when NBA play. I hate when people get to the lead and be too tough. You feel what I'm saying? And
Jordan Poole.
And not from that, and not from it.
Mm-hmm.
Dame is like, he's from Oakland. That says it enough. I'm from Harlem. Like, that says it enough. You ain't got to, he don't be out there front like he from the hood. Know what I mean? Like, he just be chilling, boss your ass and go about his day.
Yeah.
So, Dame, I was a big Melo fan. Melo, my man. Feel me? Kyrie. Fuck with Kyrie.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Kyrie, that's my man. Kimba. I used to look up to Kimba a lot. Kimba Walker was my
I loved Kimba's game, especially how small he was.
I used to study his game all day long. Everybody know that. His
separation was just different. That step back was, I'll never forget that. When he hit it against Pitt, I'll never forget that.
I used to study that nigga game.
Yeah. Was that your favorite move in college? Was it the step back?
Facts. Yeah, everybody knew that shit.
Left hand? Going left hand?
Fact.
Different.
Everybody knew.
That and the Kyrie side step going to the right, to me, is like one of the, they deadly, like just deadly. The space that you get,
facts.
It's just different. It's different. Not lastly, what are, you say your passion, you said your passions.
But I love real estate. So I wanted to say that I'm into real estate. Like,
okay.
I'm into, like, I don't really like renting because, you know what I mean, I'm into equity. Again, building for my daughter. So everything is about that little girl to me.
Right.
So I want to make sure she got everything plus more because I treat her like a Barbie. You feel what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
as you should.
Like a little Barbie that's
Mhm.
raised in the right, like you my little princess, like Fresh Prince type. I be trying to treat it. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I'm into real estate as far as like multifamily homes, uh, when you flips, things
Mhm.
of that nature. I'm connected to some people. You know what I mean? So that's really my area right now. Cause I try to do the Airbnb thing, but you gotta go through, you still renting and you gotta still ask permission. I don't really like to, ask permission. And then I like I like and I
I
like
like I
you know
like
what I
ask
mean?
permission.
And I like the, the equity, the long term of it. You feel what I'm saying? The hustle, betting on yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, like anything in life is
Yeah. For people that want to reach out to you, what is your your Instagram handle? Where can people really reach you?
my
Obviously, besides your number, we're not gonna say your number, but things
nah.
of
To
that
be honest,
nature.
I don't really be. I just got back active on Instagram. I don't
Mm-hmm.
really be active because I be so low. I was so off basketball after for a while, like
Mm-hmm.
for real. Like, I don't be know who none of these star college kids is. None of
Yeah.
that shit until like I got around New Heights,
Mm-hmm.
like because it got me to love and shit again. Like
Yep.
when I'm coming around and I get to love and people like, yo, you was so that made me be like, oh shit, you feel me?
Yeah.
But what was the question again? My bad.
No, I was just saying the I forgot. See, now I lost it a little bit. See, my to me it was just what is that love? I think I was pretty much asking what is that love? Because you were saying
Mhm.
people don't really, people you lost the love for it. So when I think
Mhm.
about that, even the greatest people that play the game lose the
Politics,
love.
yeah, the
Like
politics.
Kobe, right? When he
Yeah,
retired before Gianna wanted to go back and play,
right.
um, he was not watching. Like he admitted, I just stopped watching basketball, stopped paying
Because you
attention.
give your whole life to something. Think
Yeah.
about that. You giving your whole life. We gotta relive our life as athletes. People don't talk about that. When you give your whole life to chasing basketball or playing basketball, you don't know who you really are until you stop. You gotta reinvent yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's the people don't. Or no matter how much money you got, you be bored because you used to the camaraderie of basketball and moving around. You free, everybody else in the normal world, no disrespect, probably working or doing
Mm-hmm.
what they doing. So you got all the time in the world. You just doing dumb shit. You feel
Yeah.
me? Like you got to really find yourself after ball. And that's the hardest part, son, because you really chasing yourself. So you see a lot of these guys, some of them podcasting, trying different shit. See me, I'm in trying to do the real estate
Yep.
because you give your whole life to this shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
from traveling to 2 hour practices to running. Our friends ain't doing none of that shit. They just coming to the games.
Yeah. Exactly.
You feel what I'm
Nah, I
saying? I
get
missed
it.
out on so many experiences
Mm-hmm.
from playing, but I also learned a lot, and I'm grateful for it. I'm very appreciative. I
Yeah.
learned way more than the hood from playing ball. She saved me.
What I would say to you, and I don't want you to take this as me trying to tell you anything in a bad way. I think this is just me, just feeling you out, seeing you, and listening to you. I think this avenue
Mm-hmm.
of podcasting or talking just in general, I
Mm-hmm.
know you're a listener,
Right.
but I believe that the amount of knowledge that you have from listening,
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be a blessing for you to do this more, for you to talk more, for you to create a platform to really release what is going on up here.
Yeah.
Because to me, when I'm hearing you talk, you have layers to you. And not for real. Like as I'm listening, I'm like, oh, I want to, you know what I'm saying? Like the
Mm-hmm.
layers to you are, it's almost like um it's like question marks because you're like, oh, I really, it's people are gonna want to pick your brain.
Yeah.
I think after seeing this episode, people are really gonna want to pick your brain on things.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you ever done a podcast before.
It was all probably just basketball,
Mm-hmm.
and just about my basketball stuff and highlights. But people in real world want to talk about real world stuff and real things, and outside of just basketball,
Yeah.
more than just a basketball player.
Yeah, yeah. I want to touch on one more thing, especially. So you're big into real estate, right?
Uh-huh.
Kind of give somebody a little bit, if you don't mind, giving somebody a little bit of game on real estate and how important the real estate game is, and what you kind of got to do when you're in the real estate
I
game,
mean,
if you can.
it's kind of really simple. I mean, I study everything on YouTube. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
YouTube fanatic. I mean, I be in the crib. I call it work. I be at work.
Mm-hmm.
I give myself like a little hour, 2 hours a day of try to stimulate my mind of learning something. So You go to YouTube. There's different programs you can get into for real estate. You got FHA, they got NACA. You know what I mean? And if you serious about it, you'll follow the guidelines. Like I be serious about following the guidelines because I got a little one that's watching me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm following the guidelines of these programs. You know, a lot of that is building your credit, um, having some money saved up to put a down payment. You know what I mean? You gotta know the different loans out there, what works for you. You know what I mean? It's really it's simple, but it's not simple at the same time. Like anything in life, you got to work for it.
Absolutely.
But you're working for self. Um, I would say pay your taxes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
That's a big one.
Pay your taxes, and it's important to have some type of equity and some ownership of what you're fighting for. Renting is nothing. These hoods we don't own none of that shit.
Yeah.
We renting. They making money every first through the fifth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People go keep being born. You might as well own some shit and get you some money.
Yeah.
Like America, to me, America is not a country. It's a corporation.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like shit is monopoly. You can get you some land. You know what I'm saying? Like, so why not? You know what I'm saying? Why you here? Or why not chase it while you here?
Right. The time you spent outside of the US, what would you say about real estate out there and land out there and buying things outside of the US?
It's lucrative, very lucrative. I was in Libya, right?
Mm-hmm.
Third world country, man. I should barely eat, war zone, all type of shit. Very lucrative, but again, if you gotta know people. You gotta know all two different type of things. I'm not knowledgeable in them areas, so I don't want to get on here and lie and say I'm knowledgeable in other countries. But I know there's a lot of money in different areas. You know, again, people travel. You know what I mean? That's one way of making money. Be a source of way that makes you useful to people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And I love, like I said, I love the fact that you're a listener and that you're willing to teach. Like I said, I really think, I hope you do listen to me on this one, and I think you should do things of this nature.
I'm too laid back, man.
I feel you.
I'm too late. Nah, it's not that, but I'm too laid back for the people. You know, sometimes people like animated. They like the antics and shit.
For sure.
With me, that's just not my character. I didn't grow up that way. You know what I mean? I grew up around hustlers. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So that was my influence watching them type of niggas come through. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That was so. I seen how they moved.
For sure. And I think podcasting or things like this, it does call for you to be a certain way.
Right.
It's a lot of work. I'll be honest with you.
If I had a partner and he did that and I'd be the, you know what I mean? Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Yep. But my partner got to be the extra guy, you know, hot and cold.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. It's a lot of work. I always tell people, a lot of people will come to me like, I want to start a podcast. I want to do this. Mm-hmm. I've been doing it for 3 years. It's a lot of work.
Right.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that people don't even read. I mean, you saw what I showed you earlier.
The best thing, it gives you purpose, though.
It does.
It gives you working for you.
Exactly.
Like I love Nipsey shit. All money in, no money out. Yep. Shit is all your bread. It's all your profit. You get to move according to you.
Exactly.
You're a slave to nobody.
Yep. And then at the end of the day, like moments like this, 5-10 years from now, when we both order, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You just look back and you say, man, like where I come from. Like even I look at my first episode to what I'm doing now, and I'm just like, man, it's an A to Z difference. Yeah. You feel me? And I'm sure you felt that about your life right now, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I do want people to really tap in with you. You know, people, like I said, they probably can learn a lot about you. I really do appreciate you coming and giving knowledge. I mean, this to me was great. It was great. Like doing my homework on you and stuff like that doesn't do justice on truthfully the person that you are.
I don't talk. That's what I said. Only people that really know me know how I genuinely feel. Again, people I've had females say like, yo, like you don't know what's bothering him because he'll smile. You know what I mean? Yeah. And everything will be bothering him inside.
Yeah. I mean, even when I met you, you know, recently when it was our first time meeting.
Yep.
That same thing. I felt just a calmness. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big person of like energy. I feel energy really well. And for you, I just felt calmness. Like when we talked, it was quick, talk about it, boom. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't drawn out. It wasn't none of that. It was genuine. It was real. And then after that, we just connected. So, you know, people like you, I appreciate because there's a lot of people that you run into, animated, not real, want to do something, don't stick to their word.
Everybody just wants some attention.
Exactly.
I mean,
yep, exactly. So, bro, I do appreciate you being here. please, everybody, go check him out.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Bro, it's appreciation. Like I said, like I can't explain. But definitely go check him out. I know you're gonna continue to bless people,
Yeah.
and God got a real big purpose for you. And blessings to you and your daughter, bro. I
Thank you.
really
I
appreciate you
appreciate
being
that.
here. With that being said, it's another episode of Coach Shower Podcast. We out.